Hey there, Bronco fans, and welcome inside the Chancellor Suite here at Luther Nick Gerald Stadium and live on the Bronco Sports Network. It is the Above the Net show. We're talking Bronco volleyball. I'm broadcaster Andrew Chapman, joined as usual by the head coach China Hutt. And joining us today, representing the volleyball team, Chase Daniels, the third-year Bronco with us here today. And guys, a new week in Bronco volleyball. Welcome.
Thank you.
So it's been a strong start to the year, 7-1 overall, Coach, 3-1 in conference play, and coming off a perfect week last week. Happy weekend for you, where you go on the road to Johnson C. Smith, you sweep 3 straight sets against the Golden Bulls, return home in the Capel Arena opener, and go 3-0 against Livingstone as well. That was a good week for your team, a nice bounce-back week as well after the match against Shaw. What really stood out to you, though, about your team, and what did you learn about your group this past week?
We show up and we're consistent. Very exciting to watch, especially, Johnson C. Smith, they're well coached, so going to their home and take care of business quickly. Every point matters. Same thing for the home match as well. We're Broncos, and we played really, really hard. We executed a lot of things that we've been working on ever since the week before, so it's been very good to watch.
Chase, it's a third season for you, so that upperclassman year where you take that next step in leadership. The student body loves you, though. I mean, you got a big ovation when you were coming through the tunnel with the smoke machines, a lot of new additions to the pregame this year. But what was that feeling like, just coming out the first match inside your home arena this year and getting that kind of hometown applause?
Definitely exciting. It's something new. Never ever felt that, ever experienced. And having the home crowd and the love, you definitely feel the love when you run out and everybody's cheering for you. So it was definitely nice.
As I mentioned, too, you step into a little bit of an increased leadership role this year. You lose a player like Cassandra Watson, also obviously some transfers coming in, returners like yourself, Kiara Vitoni. But what was just kind of the thing you told yourself internally going into the year? I want to step this up, in 2024.
For me, I think for a lot of people, it was more confidence-wise. I knew I had the support system and everybody behind me. I just had to get myself on board. So telling myself that I can do this and actually that I deserve to be here definitely drove me.
You mentioned Jordan Page as well, Coach. Boy, what a big match for her against Livingstone. She set a new season high with 15 kills, and it was a big part of every single set. I think she had the final point when it was all said and done as well. What stood out to you about Jordan's play and just the way she's instantly contributed to this program first year?
She has been a baller. Now that we're in the heart of our season, she's been really showing how important her presence is on the court. As far as, her leadership, she talks to the girls before the game, after the game, during each play, and, she backs it up. Coming in the gym for extra reps. Coach, I want to get in the gym. Coach, I want to get in the gym, because it's her last year. So we were definitely expecting her to step up, and now that we're getting closer to Roundup and traveling back on the road again, she knows what's at stake. So it was definitely good to see her back in that light again, playing Jordan Page volleyball.
Yeah, and Chase, out of all of the CIAA volleyball programs this past week, I think you guys took on maybe the most difficult travel playing schedule, where you go to Charlotte one night, you play Johnson C. Smith, then a late bus trip back, and got to get ready for that home opener, which you guys, I'm sure, were anticipating. Can you give us the student-athlete perspective to all of that? How do you manage the week, go about your assignments, your classes, and also being able to really commit what was basically 48 straight hours to volleyball and successfully doing that? What your week was like?
I just try to do my work early, get the work done, so I don't even have to worry about the work later on, so I can lock in for the games. And then during games, that's where you really have to take care of your body, stretch. That's when all that stuff comes in. We have amazing staff with the trainers and stuff as well. And they really go in for you. So as long as you go in the training room and just mentally lock in.
You have a family background that involves Fayetteville State, is deep in the sport of volleyball as well. I'm sure you could give it more of a justice than I can, but can you explain kind of the family dynamic, how many volleyball players are in the family, and the Daniels connection to FSU as well?
Yeah, so my mom was volleyball. She played volleyball. She actually has a twin sister, and they played together. And then my sister, which is Charlie Daniels, she played here as well at Fayetteville State. So seeing the Bronco family ever since I was younger, and all the atmosphere and the love that they brought us, it just really inspired me to come here.
And your mom, she coached you at Pine Forest?
Yeah, she coached me. So I've been playing since I was like 9 years old, and I'm 20 now, so a long time. But yeah, my mom coached me in high school, and I was on varsity all 4 years. And then I played travel volleyball since I was 10. So I've been in and out of the gym for as long as I can remember.
During your time at Pine Forest High School, was it always the goal, even from your freshman year of high school, of, I want to be a Bronco, I want to get to Fayetteville State? What was that plan kind of like?
Truthfully, I wanted to play. I didn't care where I played. I just wanted to play. It was nice because this is my family, this is my home. I wanted to stay close to home. But I just wanted to play anywhere, and the Broncos, they took a stand for me, so that was exciting.
The students love you, like I said, but what is the Daniels cheering section like on a Bronco game day in Fayetteville? Who do you usually have in attendance at Capel Arena?
Mostly, I usually have my mom, my dad, my sister, and then I'm in a sorority, so I have some of my line sisters, and then my boyfriend usually comes as well.
Wow. So, yeah, you got to have the whole couple of rows there side of the court to cheer on Chase Daniels. It's a well-rounded group this year, too, right? It feels like you guys have a bunch of size at the front, great defenders on the back line, and then just good communication in the middle as well when it comes to some of these blind sets that you do. I don't know how you know where people are behind you, but you seem to just put it perfectly with eyes in the back of your head. Can you describe that chemistry and just that touch you have at times to know exactly where your teammates are at that given?
It's more about we get in the gym a lot, so you got to get into the connection, the player-center connection as well. And a lot of the times my hitters, they talk to me as well, so I can feel when they're behind me. They'll say something, and I know that they'll have my back, that I could just set it. Like, it's more of a connection. We have a good team bond.
Mm-hmm. And, a big part of that, too, Nicole Akamine, one of the new graduate assistants on your staff, Coach Hunt, and the contributions maybe that she's made to the communication element, having that player that's so fresh out of the program, still on the floor in many ways, just being on the sideline during the actual sets, but the contribution that she's brought this year.
The beauty of having Nicole a year after playing is she works just as hard as them in practice. Like, she wants to play. She wants to set.
I think she's still good. She's still got a great touch out there during pre-match warm-up.
It's natural for her. I mean, she wants to stay around volleyball. We wanted that on our staff. And, I spoke to Chase when I first came here. I said, Chase, this is your year, and we're going to bring Nicole back to make sure that we get you to that level where you're confident in running this offense. And Nicole knows exactly how we want it to be ran. She's at every workout. She's at every practice. She's at every open gym. She doesn't miss a thing. She worked extremely hard, and she also kind of has that fresh, college athlete mindset. She sets a boundary, of course, but she understands, what it takes to work very hard to be successful at this level. So,
coming up next on the Broncos schedule is the trip to Winston-Salem State this weekend, where it'll be a CIAA roundup, and you get a chance to see a number of different programs, Chase, and kind of measure yourselves against some of the other competition you'll see as the conference slate goes on. What do you like about these roundup tournaments where everybody kind of comes together and competes in a tournament style?
It's exciting to see the other side of the bracket, to see you could see in a potential conference play and in the tournament. So it's definitely exciting to see who you can actually compete with, because right now we say our biggest competition is Shaw, and it's nice to see on the other side if we have any other on the north side.
Yeah. Is there a point in the match right now, Coach Hunt, where you would say it's the team's strength, and opposite of that, is there a spot in the match where you're still looking to improve as a group when it comes to just starting sets strong or coming from behind, closing things out late? Where would you describe kind of the strength and the room for improvement in the team?
I think our strength right now, which is something we've been working on since preseason, is, staying on the gas pedal, so coming out strong and keeping those runs, keeping the serve. As far as right now, I think a bit of a weakness that we're working on is continuing that intensity in practice. We practice 4 or 5 days out the week. It can be tiring, mentally, physically draining, and, making sure that they're still locked in for practice, because we don't waste 30 minutes of our practice time to get mentally prepared. So we are applying a lot of pressure as far as every rep counts. Every 2 hours that we're in the gym, take advantage of that, because as you know, it's already October. Season's going by so fast. And I like to remind them, look, this is your chance. Take advantage of every single amount of time that we're in the gym, because before you know it, we're at championships. So
Yeah.
that's what we're pushing for.
Yeah, it's already kind of past that early stage of the year now, really starting to get into the grind of conference play as the Broncos look to continue on a solid start to the year. 7-1 overall, 3-1 in conference play, and a full slate of matches this weekend on the road at Winston-Salem State. Busy weekend for Bronco athletics. You have volleyball on the road, Bronco football here at home, and we'll have all the updates for you on FSUBroncos.com, Broncos social media as well. Make sure you track the action as Bronco volleyball gets ready to square up against 3 different CIAA opponents over the upcoming weekend. Guys, thanks so much for chatting with us, catching us up on Bronco volleyball. Head coach China Hunt, Chase Daniels as well. I'm Andrew Chapman saying so long on the Bronco Sports Network. We will talk to you next week on our next edition of the Above the Net Show. So long.